John Lusk here of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another head by Crimson Talon. It's the Crimson Talon Hybrid. Now, you may have seen me test some of the fixed blades by Crimson Talon a little while ago, but now I'm going to be testing some of their mechanicals and hybrids, and this is the first one, just called the Hybrid, 125 grain. And you know, Crimson Talon has earned a pretty good reputation for making decent quality broadheads at a really affordable price. And their new owner, Dave, really sticks to his guns on that and tries to find the best materials that he can, sticking within a certain price range. So they're definitely worth a consideration, but I'm eager to test out some of these mechanicals and see how they perform. So for all of my tests, I'm using my Bowtech SR6, set at 72 pounds, and I'm using Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shots, but on the really hard impact stuff, I'm using Bishop Fad eliminators because they're just so doggone tough. And you can read a description about all the different test protocol that I'm using for 2022 in the description box right below this video. You just click on the title. If you're on a phone, click on the title of the video and then the description will come up. And that'll also have the scores recorded of how it was scored, how it was rated in each of the tests that I performed. So let's zoom on in here and check out this hybrid and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at the head close up, and man, what a cool looking head this is. It's got all kinds of stuff going on. So it's got this leading blade that has a cutting diameter of 1.12 inches, and it's double bevel sharpened all the way around on the back edges as well. It's 0.039 inches thick, 1 millimeter thick. And then you've got the mechanical blades, and in the closed position, they have 1 inches of cut. There's a single bevel angle to that sharpened surface right there, but as pressure is put on them, it forces the main blades back, and when the main blades open up, they have another 2 inches of cut. And so you're going to get a total cut of 3.12 inches when fully opened. And I'll show you that in just a minute. This is the 125 grain head. And the 125 grain head has this stainless steel chisel tip that's really stout. They also make a 100 grain head that is the same exact broadhead, it just has a smaller chisel tip. And I've mentioned this in some other broadhead designs. I really like it when the modularity of going from 100 to 125 grains is done just by changing out the tip, because it makes that tip extra durable and it adds the weight all the way to the end, increasing the FOC a bit more. So it's functional weight in that 25 grains, not just like a washer that just adds the weight. This actually increases the durability as well as maximizes the front of center to help your flight as well as your penetration. The ferrule of this is made out of a 7075 aluminum, which is a good aluminum, stronger than some steels. And like I said earlier, the main blade is 1 millimeter thick, 0.039 inches. The mechanical blades are 0.8 millimeters thick, or 0.0312 inches thick. And these are all made out of a 320 J2 stainless steel. So here's the head in the fully open position, and you'll notice that it has that arc to it, that curved cut. That's to aid in penetration. It really is a good design to maximize penetration as well as durability. So I'm really eager to put this head to the test and see how it performs. .275. It penetrated 5¼ inches, and the blades did fully deploy throughout the entire length of the gel. .300. It penetrated through 57 layers. Here it is after going through the MDF 3 times, and you can see it held together really well. The only damage is the blades kind of lost some of their cutting diameter, a little bit more with each shot. They bent back, like there's a steeper arc to them than there was, but they stayed perfectly intact. And then they got a bit of a chip in the edges, the ends of those arced blades where they slammed back into the stainless steel tip. Here's the head after going through the steel plate twice. Now, it had already gone through the MDF 3 times, and then on the second shot through the steel plate, it lost this blade. It just came out of that pin. The pin must have broken, and it came out. But you can see the tip still looks brand new, and the blades actually held up relatively well. You know, they're a little bit nicked up there, and on the tips a little bit bent, but they really did pretty well. These blades bent back quite a bit in the MDF and then just continued to get a little bit more nicked up on each shot through the steel plate. But overall, for a hybrid head like this, especially with an aluminum ferrule, it did fairly well. Now, it's not going to make it to the concrete round, which is unfortunate because I think that tip would have done really well in the concrete, but it can't go on because it lost a blade there in the steel. So what did you think of the hybrid? Hey, you know, I find myself saying this a lot, but it performed better than I thought it would. Check out the score sheet. You can read about that in the description box right below the video. See how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and stay tuned here for the total cumulative score, which it really scored higher than I thought it would, and the corresponding Lust grade. But I say great job, Crimson Talon. Keep up the great work.